Namaste. Hi, I'm Master Colleeninman, and then I'm here to go through this video with the pose of Balasana, or child's pose. Child's pose is a wonderfully restorative posture and a great way to turn the awareness inward. If there's times when the external world is just so much, a few minutes in child's pose, even a few moments, will help so much. It brings everything in, and ideally you would rest the head, calming the mind. So a couple of contraindications might be something in the hips or knees, not too much in the ankles, but hips and knees would definitely be contraindications if you have injury or if you've had recent surgery, replacements, things of that nature. So of course you'd want to be guided along with your instructor. I will give a couple of variations that will help and alleviate any discomfort if you have hips or knee concerns for this Balasana or child's pose. Let's get started. So a great way to come into child's pose is from our tabletop position. So if you remember, we did a tabletop position where we did all fours, wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. Here, child's pose, I'd like to take the knees as wide as the mat and the toes touching if I'm able. Now, if I have no knee and hip concerns, I can just slowly begin to slide the hips back, setting them on the heels. Active child's pose. There is an active and passive child's pose. Active child's pose stretches the hands, maybe just the fingertips or the hands, but not the elbows on the floor. So there would be some lift, shoulders engaged onto the back, and trying to release the forehead onto the mat. A passive child's pose, dropping the elbows and releasing the head. If the wrists have been aching or you've been doing a lot of arm balances, things like that, there are variations to bring the hands back along the side. For knee pain, if this posture really aggravates the knee, try taking a blanket. So I've rolled this blanket up, and you can make it a large roll or you can make it a smaller roll. Just depends on you. You would take this roll and place it just behind the knees. This will act as a spacer so you don't put so much pressure on the knee joint. And then you could work again, that's a great relief. Now, if you happen to be really tight and the head doesn't go to the floor, try using a block. You could take the hands forward, slide the block, and rest in your child's pose that way. If you or a client has hips and knees that are ready for a new titanium hip or a knee replacement, it may be best to invert the pose, flip it 180 degrees. Simply done, you're still going to get a bit of a stretch, but the posture would be done on the back, simply bringing the knees wide towards the hip or towards the armpits and toes towards each other. That posture would still give adequate hip opening for child's pose. Child's pose, I recommend taking some time, some deep breaths, and enjoying the posture. If you have questions, comments, please leave them below. Thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Namaste.